Alright, welcome back to Golden Woodworks. My name is Brent and we are starting a new project today, which is going to be quite a bit smaller than the previous two on my channel. This will be a media console. I was going to show you on my computer, but the SketchUp model did not save, so all I have to go by is this picture with a few measurements on it, and that'll be good enough so I don't have to go and recreate it again in SketchUp. So the top and the sides will be mitered boxes. They'll both be 2 inches thick, and the top will overhang the sides just a little bit, maybe a 1/4 inch. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and miter these boxes and the 2 legs. I'll just go off the measurements that I have on this screenshot and go from there. This is the part I found. I had no idea where it was from, but now I know. It goes right here so that this little knob will thread in. I had this taken apart the other day to clean out the inside, and I guess it fell out and I didn't realize it, so I had to take it apart again and figure out how this goes back. I did all that work to put that washer back in, and then I forgot to use my splinter guard. The vacuum doesn't do much good on your track saw when it's still connected to your table saw. So all the long miters are cut, and for the top it's going to be mitered on every corner, so the ends, the front, the back. I need to cut the miter on here to the right length, and then I need to cut the miters on these so that they all come together for the top, and then the legs will just be mitered on 4 corners because you won't see the top or the bottom. Alright, so we've got that folded up and it's looking like it came together not too bad. So now I just have to cap the ends and this one should be ready to go. And the legs will be a similar process, but it won't have the cap on the ends. It'll just be a square edge. I added those little strips in there that I was nailing on and gluing on just so that it sounds a lot more solid when you knock on it. So I've got the ends capped and it is looking good. It's nice and straight and flat and it is the right dimensions. So we are in the clear, I think. All right, so there's the legs glued up, and once this is all dry, then I can square it off and get two 25-inch tall legs out of it. Then I think I might be able to use this as a way of mounting the top to it. Maybe wedge a piece of 1/2 inch in there like a giant tenon. I haven't figured that part out yet, but so there is the general idea with the two legs on the side with the 1/4 inch reveal, and then it'll have the middle shelf and then the 3 drawers at the bottom. So this is obviously where my drawers will be, and the very top shelf, well, the top of the middle shelf. And this will be face framed, and this will have a hardwood edge on it as well. So this is sticking out further because the drawer fronts have the integrated pull at the top with a little notch at the top. So this is going to have another 3/4 inches, and this will have another 3/4 inches. So that way my drawer fronts will tuck underneath the top. And then my drawer fronts will have a slight angled back so that your fingers can grab onto something. So the face frame here needs to be low enough to cover up that gap if there is one. So we've got the face frame nailed on, and we've got the hardwood edge for the top shelf here. And if you'll notice, there's a little gap between this face frame and the edge. That's because I'm going to be adding little stoppers or little felt pads to the backs of the drawer fronts, so that way when they shut, they don't make a loud noise. So after the legs are on there, you will never see any of this. So I could write whatever I want to right there and nobody would ever know. So here it is, sort of staged with the legs temporarily on the side. So this is my plan for attaching the top to the legs. I've just got this piece cut and it's ripped to fit snugly into this. So I will take these and attach them to the bottom of the top. Then the legs will slide right over it and I'll glue that down, and I think that will be a very solid connection. In theory, this should slide right into those openings at the top. So that worked pretty well, and I think once the glue is in there, I don't think that will ever come off. So as you can tell, I've got everything primed. I wanted to leave everything as separate pieces for as long as possible so I could prime the two legs separately and then this piece separately. Then I've got the top and the drawer fronts primed, and I decided it was a good time to start putting it together, and then I can paint it like this. I'll still leave the top off because it would be tricky to get the gun underneath and on the top shelf. But right now everything has 2 coats of primer. I've got some more patches that need to be sanded off. These touch-ups here sanded, and then 2 coats of paint. Then I'll glue the top on, and we should be well on our way. So it's evident that I got some expansion maybe in the tenons or something was off a little, because that was a little bit tighter than it was when I test fitted it. But it is seated in there nice and it's all glued in, so I am happy with that, and I don't think that will be going anywhere. In case you're wondering, I do have all kinds of things that can cut perfect circles, but that would be too easy. Also, this being lower is intentional. I only wanted that template for the top radiuses, so I think that's a better look than just a circular hole drilled through the back. I didn't see a reason why it needed to have a lip coming up, so it's just a flush in and out. So I got a little ahead of myself by screwing on the back. I realized I needed to take that off again to make these drawer fronts easier to install, because these do not have any hardware. And I'm just aligning all my drawer fronts. I've got this space up here, which is 1 inch. And then I'm setting the reveal between each drawer with these setup bars. This one is 1/8 of an inch. And then I'm just reaching through the cavity in the back to screw the drawer front into the box, or screw the box into the drawer front, however you want to look at it. Well, that's going to do it for this little TV stand. We're getting in the double digits now with POV number 10. This is Golden Woodworks, and my name is Brent. Thank you for watching.